So, you know what, the mage could just, stand on top of him, get some AEs, just pop double block and get a win. If I was the mage, that's what I would probably do. I would just commit both of my big sets of cooldowns to try and get one win, but it looks like the duel's going to go ahead and start, and let's see what we have. It's not looking good for Raylan to start with, and I'm going to say that much.
Blocks off the first set of dots and looks to open up offensively here. Comes out with a shadow reflector trinket, manages to reflect a few dots there onto Keeps, but keeps firing off with an ice reflector and gets to reflect one of Raylan's frost bolts. However, he's got Siphon Life and Corruption ticking down on him. There's the Death Coil of Raylan, not going to blink it off just yet, and I like that patient play by Raylan. Doesn't need to block off anything. Maybe he might look to use it here if he wants to go all in on this duel. He's spell locked currently. There's the block. And now Raylan clear of dots. Keeps in a little bit of trouble here. Siphon Life still ticking down on him. Scourge comes out from Raylan. He's completely owned. Goes for the Evocate. No spell lock up. It's on cooldown. Was already used by Keeps. Improved counterspell coming up from Raylan as he blinks in. Looks to finish this duel off. Goes for the Frost Nova. It's going to be the Battle of the Wands once again. Harry Potter versus Voldemort. A little bit of mana there for Raylan. Goes for the Scorch, but it's the Warlock Keeps who looks to be coming up. Obviously, last season we had, Zico, Veneruki, Zaryu. A lot of star power on the Mage class. A lot of multi-time rank 1s and legacy players. Raylan, being one of the newer guys, wasn't sure what to expect of him this season, but he's done a good job. He's managed to qualify in the group stage. We'll see if he's able to take down Keeps here and split it 1-1 as the Searing Pains start coming out from Keeps. And you can see Raylan's mana slowly but surely just getting whittled down. There's the Death Coil. Blocks once again on cooldown. Expended in that first duel. The Death Coil breaks. The grenade is whiffed by Keeps, so Raylan potentially with a window of opportunity. The Frostbolt is spell locked by the Fell Hunter, and here comes the Drain Life, the vintage Warlock Drain game, as Keeps takes down Raylan.
Soda Poppin had in Season 1 getting 3rd place, right? I think overall the sustain and damage output with gear is better, but it looks like this duel's already getting underway, and I think Jabba has a chance to win this as long as he can just stay on top of the Mage, which he's doing a good job of doing so far.
All over Raylan right now. Huge damage coming out from Jabba. Shifts the Frost Nova, and that's the power of the Druid in this matchup. Can shift out of pretty much every snare. Raylan forced to Ice Block. Java Hulk counterspelled on his regrowth. There's the Kona Cold. No Cold Snap expended by Raylan. Expected him to try to finish it off there. The Ice Reflector coming out from Java Hulk. Raylan canceling his Scorch. Java shifting the Nova. Recovering there with the Whipperroot Tuber. The regrowth as well. Does he make it? He does. Almost completely however. Meanwhile, Raylan bandaging back up. A Java trades with him as he feral charges in onto the Mage. Blink away from Raylan. Are we going to see a shift from Java? He's He can't shift. So here we go. The kiting now coming out from Raylan. Java as a feral druid in a strong disadvantage here. Doesn't have the mana pool to shift as much as he wants to. Goes into cat form and looks to finish Raylan off here. Cannot shift this Frost Nova, however. But Raylan completely pops his Evocate. Java going for what looks to be the Dark Rune there to recover. Charges in onto Raylan, and here we go. He wants to finish it off here. Pops the manual Crowd Pummeler. Looks for the big dam in cat form. Can he finish this off? Fairy Fire to lower Raylan's armor. There's the Ice Barrier coming out from the Mage. Can Java rip through it? He auto-attacks with the Crowd Pummeler. Going for the Healing Touch. The Scorch. Will it finish him off? It won't. So he has a chance here. And he gets the heal. Still can't shift, however, but Grenade comes off of cooldown. It's whiffed by Java. So we'll see what Java decides to do here. Does he go for the reset or does he go for the finish? Looks like he is going to take his time. Get a mana tick off. Goes for the Moonfire. The auto attacks for the manual Crowd Pummeler. Is this a druid or is this a warrior? We'll have to see. Raylan dangerously low on mana, as is Java. Detect Magic coming out from Raylan onto Java Hulk. And it looks like Java just jousting with Raylan here. The Arcane Missiles. You don't see that. That will force an elimination as Raylan goes for the risky grenade play off the start there. Not sure what he was trying to do. That was a very, very risky grenade.
Oh, is that even allowed? Doesn't the Druid get opener?
The Druid does get the opener, so a bit of a misplay there by Raylan. Didn't cancel the grenade fast enough. Now it's on cooldown. So less setup opportunities for Raylan, and Java's going to make him pay the price here. Going full aggro, launching a grenade of his own. Slightly short. The counterspell coming out from Raylan. The Frostbolt into the Frostbite. Can he finish off Java here? Java, no. Shifting out. Goes for the Whipperoo Tuber and goes for the bandage. Has to interrupt it early. Java, though, playing this a little bit conservatively, allowing Raylan to reset.
This is yeah.
Is that the
now
play?
Raylan has half mana. Like, I would like to see Java get some mana ticks here, and then you just play the mana game because he has no. But you need to rank 1 Moonfire. Like, he needs to be connecting on him and rank 1 Moonfire, like, now.
On the prowl.
I mean, this works. He Blizzard. So right now, the Druid has full health and mana, and the Mage has half mana. So if he's able to, like, reach soon without getting any drinks, then this is good for him.
That looked to be a max rank Flame Strike used by Raylan there. Not sure if that was the play as it burns a ton of his mana, but he catches Java out of stealth with the rank 1 Arcane Explosions. There's the Moonfire. You called it out, Vec, and the counterspell coming out. Java Hulk, Feral charging onto Raylan. The rank 1 Frostbolt to keep him at bay. The grenade is resisted by Java Hulk. Kona Cold comes out, as does the bash from Java Hulk. Raylan forced to block. That's a second block, I believe, in this series. So Java might be able to turn this around here. Less defense is available for Raylan, but look at Java's mana. He's completely low. He is almost at this point, chasing Raylan down with the manual crowd pummeler, and you just hate to see it as the charge comes in. There's the blink from Raylan. Java's going to look to reinitiate. He's going to look to gain his distance. No, he wants to reinitiate here. Raylan popping a mana gem, recovering slightly. There's the Scorches now coming up from Raylan, looking to finish off this Druid. Kona Cold, Java Hulk. Can the maul damage come in the clutch for him? There's the blink. Will he get the Feral Charge off of cooldown? The Dragonling all over him. He's not going to go to try to finish him off. Instead, he's going to try to do something. Pops the grenade. It's resisted onto Raylan. So Raylan now able to free cast with impunity. Goes for the wands. Does he finish Java off here? The Arcanite Dragonling. So pesky as Java Hulk runs to his doom, runs to his death. Get Frost Reflector, Boots, and Spider Belt. So Bean looking to take this win, going all in with his build here as Raylan blinks forward. Bean with his boots keeping at bay, launches the grenade. It lands, goes for the multi-shot. The multi-shot is blocked by Raylan, however, so good damage mitigated there by Raylan, but could have been too early of a block as he's forced to blink forward. Gets the impact stun onto Bean, and now Bean fire blasted up at 50% mana, but so is Raylan, who pops boots of his own. The Kona Cold, the Scourge coming out now from Raylan. There's the scatter into the trap. No, Bean instead opting for the wing clip as he believes his spider belt will give him the distance needed to stay away from the dead zone. We'll see if Bean's gamble here pays off. There's his trinket, so Bean expending all of his cooldowns in this duel. Evocate comes out from Raylan, interrupted by the Broken Tooth Pet, but Bean is very low on mana. There's the Kona Cold. Raylan's low as well. Is he going to pop the mana gem? It looks like not quite yet. His Scorch is scattered by Bean. And there's the last of Bean's mana expended on the Viper Shot, but that'll even the scales as Raylan is as well. And Raylan drawing that Heart of Noxian to remove 1 poison effect. I believe the Viper is considered a poison effect, although I could be wrong. Yes, it is. So he removes it right off the bat. Cleanses the first Viper sting. There's the Mortar. He blocks the multi-shot again, so that's his second block. What do you think of these early blocks by Raylan here, Vec?
Yeah, I think when the Hunter's at max distance and you're just committing these cooldowns, it's not ideal whatsoever because you're not really making any progress in the distance game. Really, you got to make the progress in the distance game. And yeah, I think this is going to be the Trickster show all day. Based on what we've seen, based on the gear discrepancy, everything. Yeah, Trickster's about to pop off, and I'm looking forward.
There's the Blackout proc coming out early for Trickster.
I mean, Raylan is at 70%, 67%. Look at
from the Shadowward Pain is just chunking him 7% every tick. The grenade is juked by Raylan as he blinks forward into the Kona Cold, gets grenade off of his own, but the Barrow Peasants break it early. Flash Shield coming out from Trickster, not counterspelled by Raylan, so Raylan gonna try to go full offensive here. Will he burn his cooldowns? Pops Will of Forsaken there on the Fear. Doesn't block anything quite yet. He blocks the Mind Blast. Not sure if that's the play. He's already taken so much damage. Unless he can get a full reset here, it won't be worth it, but he might be able to, as no Shadowward Pain ticking on Raylan right now. He'll go for the reapplication of the Sheep, but there's the SWP. Quick SWP there by Trickster, forcing Raylan to go into the Frostbolt instead as he snaps up gets his second ice block ready, and Trickster's almost completely at this point. There's the Mind Blast, counterspelled by Raylan. Is Raylan gonna come out on top here? Goes for the max rank Frostbolt again. There's the Mind Blast. Shadow Reflector coming out from Raylan, forcing the cancel by Trickster. Flash heal, no counterspell to boot. Trickster dangerously low on mana, but so is Raylan. He has a second block. Will he use it? He needs to now if he wants to hang on. Instead, though, he's got his Talisman of Ephemeral Power as well as his Lokemir, his Choker of the Fire Lords, a Band of Sulfurs, Band of Dark Dominion. Trickster is just completely decked out here as Raylan goes for the opener. And again, that Shadow Word Bane just so strong. There's the toe-up, but it's polymorphed by Raylan. Not sure if he wants to break Trickster out just yet. Could have bought some time off that, Shadow Word, I'm sorry, bought some time off of that toe-up duration. Instead, Trickster able to recover, but Raylan blinks away and he eats and drinks. I love this play.
I love this. Yeah, same. I love this. I think that was 100% was the right play. But, I mean, he's already super low, so we'll see. I think he's going to have to choose his block safely, but silent. Ooh, a huge nade.
He'll just fall.
I think he's just dead. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, good luck to these two guys and the rest of the group. Thanks for having me, brother.
Thanks, Vec. Can we get some hearts in the chat for Vec, guys? Former CDL competitor casting with me this morning as Raylan takes down the grounding totem. It looks like all of the totems here during the duration of this polymorph. Is he going to counterspell reset the sheep? He takes the chance on the DR Poly instead, goes for the max rank Frostbolt, and here we go. Raylan looking to make this duel explosive, as Vex said, but Beast AF reflecting the rank 1 Frostbolt off the bat and going for the purges here on the mana shield. There's the grenade coming up from Raylan, who pops a max rank Frostbolt into the grounding totem. The Barrow Peasants harassing Beast down. Just that extra pushback, preventing the Wombo combo. There's the Earth Shock and the Purge coming up from Beast AF. So Raylan exposed right now. Beast going to be looking for a grenade of his own if he can get it. The improved counterspell, however, coming out from Raylan. Raylan needs this victory. He needs every win he can get today to stay in the mix and stay potentially qualifying for the championships. The Frostbite comes out from the Kona Cold. The Frostbolt coming out from Raylan, but he's running dangerously low on mana. That rank 14 gear of Beast AF giving him that HP he needs. The Elemental Mastery, however, coming in the clutch, but it's blocked by Raylan. Polymorph comes out. Raylan breaking the grounding totem and goes for the Evocate. Beast very, very healthy on HP, but definitely with the mana disadvantage as Raylan pops his big cooldowns and looks to reopen up. Here we go. Rank 1 Frostbolt once again expended on the grounding totem. The Chain Lightning finally coming out from Beast. It connects. Does the damage it needs, but Raylan, a little bit premature on that bandage there. Breaks it early for the rank 1 Frostbolt. The poly was DR'd, but we'll see what he decides to do here. Looks like he's rebuffing. And snaps. Full reset, the first full reset we've seen between Shaman and Mage. I've got to say, I want to give the advantage to the Shaman here as Raylan burns Evocate and Cold Snap. Frosties with a $5 says, selling DMT buffs on Fairlina, or 5 gold. Big shout out to Frosties. Thank you so much for your contribution in the fight against COVID-19 as Raylan comes back into range now. Polymorph onto Beast AF. I want to see Beast AF Dark Rune a poly if he can. Would be a sick play for him and would give him the uptime he needs onto this Mage as he pops Barrow Peasant Collars of his own. Goes for the Goblin Mortar as well. It's broken early. Arcane Explosions, though, coming out from Raylan, and I love this play by Beast, forcing the Cone of Cold, forcing the extra Arcane Explosions onto the ads, and burning Raylan's mana, but Raylan able to recover once again. Looks like it's going to be a chess match here between both these competitors. Rank 1 Frostbolt coming out. There's the Lightning Shield from Beast. Raylan hurting himself a little bit on those casts. He's got his Frost Resistance Totem down, does Beast AF, as well as the Lightning Shield, and purges off whatever he can, but there's the counterspell into the Polymorph from Raylan. Here we go. Big damage now coming up from Raylan. The max rank Frostbolt as well as the Arcanite Dragonling. Looks like he wants to push this one right here and right now. The Chain Lightning goes off into the Earthshock. Here's the Chain Lightning. I'm sorry. The grenade is resisted. Raylan in trouble here as he's forced to whip a Root Tuber back up. There's the grenade. Another Lightning Bolt coming out from Beast AF. It's blocked by Raylan. So the second block has been expended after the Cold Snap. Scorches come out from Raylan. Lesser Healing Wave from Beast AF. Does he make it? He does. Into the Chain Lightning. Raylan completely at this point. Can Beast finish this off here and now? Low on mana, goes for the Earthshock and the right-click auto attacks to finish off the Mage. Can he do it for all melee classes everywhere? Overused it a little bit for sure. Speaking of overused, Raylan looking to overuse his Kona Cold onto Beast AF, potentially looking to pick up a victory and split this series 1-1. Meanwhile, Beast, Gnomish Cloaking Device. I love this. Raylan takes down the Frost Resistance Totem. But I love this Cloaking Device by Beast. It's going to give him an opportunity to regen some HP and mana and get back into position. There's the grenade coming out from Beast. It lands. Elemental Mastery. Chain Lightning. Wombo combo! What was the Defiler's Talisman and the Trinket himself as Zetox charges in. And there's the Nova coming out from Raylan, but the improved hamstring proc coming in the clutch there for Zetox, who trinkets the Frost Nova. And here we go. Deep Wounds coming out onto Raylan. Zetox pops the Blood Flurry. There's the Intercept. Are we going to see a free action potion used here by Zetox? He holds on to his potion for now. In the meantime, the rank 1 Frostbolt's coming out as Zetox Goblin Rocket Helms. Raylan down and looks to reset this duel. So, using his Rocket Helm, using his Trinket, Spider Belt, swaps it out the Onslaught Girdle now. Here we go. Zetox charging in, immediately counterspelled. Raylan tried to stop the charge, but it was a little bit too late as the Trinket comes out. The Polymorph from Raylan. He's trying to juke the pummel, and he jukes it. But Zetox Dark Runes the Polymorph. Using the Dark Rune on the bat, Zetox breaks free. He intercepts in. The blind comes out from Raylan. He gets the poly up, but it's a DR Polymorph. Zetox the legend. How did he do that? Evo King coming out from Raylan now. And the Polymorph reapplied, but it's a super DR'd poly. It's going to break any second here. As Zetox looks to initiate. No, it's going to be Raylan who gets the Frostbolt off. Zetox hopping in to defensive stance. Goes for the grenade. Does it land? It does. He's counterspelled here, so he doesn't get the charge off. He's trying to stay at distance, playing this toe-to-toe game with Raylan. And remember, Zetox still has the life-giving gem and the free action potion. He burns it. He pops his rocket boots. Raylan in huge trouble. Forced to ice block. And this could be Zetox's strat here. Just wants to force the block. Gets the first aid off. Raylan's in nice and safe in the duration of this ice block. He will wait out the free action potion as long as he can. Goes for the polymorph. Does it get juked? It does not. So he's able to poly off the FAP. And this is why free action potions are not a free ticket to win, guys. Not in the Warrior versus Mage matchup as the FAP effect fades away. And here we go. Counterspell now coming out to keep Zetox in combat, but he breaks free on the polymorph. He still has his rocket boots equipped. Is he going to try to drop combat? No. He goes for the mount up instead. Looking to chase down Raylan here. Doesn't swap out his boots just yet. Instead, charges in onto the Mage. There's the Frost Nova. The nade is just a little bit short there from Zetox. As the fireballs come out, there's the Kona Cold follow-up. Raylan running dangerously low on mana. Intimidating shout coming out from Zetox, and he finally gets some damage off onto this Mage. Zetox has the rage he needs to finish off this duel. He still has Last Stand. He still has Life-Giving Gem. Tactical approach here by the Warrior, who pops the Reflector Trinket. Buying some time with the big Fire Blast. Zetox needs to pop something. He pops his Last Stand. Raylan completely but no root breaks here for Zetox. And Grenade is still going to be on cooldown, but the bandage cooldown comes off, and Zetox able to recover here. He drops to the ground, breaking the bandage, charges in onto the Barot Peasants, and intercepts onto Raylan. He's got to buy time for one more grenade, for one more setup, but he's back at 1%, pops the Whipperoo Tuber, stays alive by the skin of his teeth, tries to juke the Frost Nova, but Raylan gets it just in range. The grenade is going to come off cooldown. There's the life-giving gem from Zetox. He whiffs the grenade. Oh, painful whiff there by Zetox, who drops out of combat, gets the Mortal Strike. Raylan is in execute range. Can he break out of this route? Can he intercept in onto this mage and finish off this duel? Can he intercept? Here we go. He gets it. Would have just died. So I would have loved to see Raylan just wand him down and finish off the duel right then and there. Instead, he gives Zetox the time he needs to recover and reset CDs. But this time around, Zetox, no last stand, no life-giving gem. Instead has the AGM, the Insignia, and the Gnomish rocket boots. That's all he's got in this second duel. We'll see what ends up happening here. There's the polymorph. The intercept goes off. That's a wasted intercept for Zetox, and Raylan looks to open up onto this warrior. The rank 1 Frostbolt. He's got a max rank Frostbolt followed up. Raylan needs to go super aggro here. He's got about 20 seconds left of just pure offensive capabilities. If he can force it, just go max rank Frostbolts into the Fire Blast. This is what I want to see from Raylan. Zetox pots up, uses a health pot this time, so no free action potion here. Could be a mistake for the warrior. He's going to get kited all day at this point. Zetox going to do what he can to mitigate as much of this damage as possible and burn Raylan's mana. That's the strat here. Burn the mage's mana. If he can buy time, he might be able to get last stand off of cooldown. It's a 10-minute cooldown. So we'll see if he can last long enough. He might not be able to, though, as the Frostbolts and the Fire Blast and the Scorches come out from Raylan. Zetox in huge trouble, and he just burns to the power. There's the blind coming out from Raylan, but the frostbite proccing off of that frost shield. What was that? Was that an ice block? Early ice block there by Raylan on the cheap shot. He breaks it early, so Kuzu gets the sap. And now Kuzu in hot pursuit of Raylan, who launches the Cone of Cold. Vanish coming out from Kuzu. He gets the cheap shot into the Abyss. Raylan completely exposed here. He blinks away, gets the Frost Nova off. The grenade, does it land? It does. And Kuzu uses the Gnomish cloaking device. Blizzard coming out from Raylan. He breaks Kuzu out, and now he has the opportunity to reset this duel with the polymorph. It's trinketed by Kuzu. Fire Blast to boot. Raylan blinking backwards. I love that juke onto Kuzu. The Cone of Cold is missed. The Frost Nova isn't, but the gouge coming out from Kuzu, keeping Raylan in place. Can he break through the ice barrier here? He cannot. And the crippling poison slowing Raylan down, goes for the polymorph and gets it. No Skull of Impending Doom, but it's an early break. Raylan and Kuzu in their second attempt as Kuzu opens up with the gouge. He gets Nova, I'm sorry, it's the frostbite from the shield, the ice barrier of the mage. As Raylan looks to recover here, taking some strides away. And going for the polymorph play. It's $5 from Zetox, who says, guys, that was the way it should be. This is part of the money that Bean gave me. Okay, guys, okay. Let's take it easy, all right? That clearly wasn't Zetox as the Frostbolt comes out onto Goose. Freaking chat, dude. There's the Blizzard coming out. And Raylan breaks Kuzu out of stealth. So Kuzu in a little bit of trouble here. Going to try to drop combat. He's got to run back into distance as Raylan starts spamming arcane explosions. I don't know if he didn't see Kuzu there, but there's no way Kuzu would be in range by this point. Flame Strike comes out. Second time we see Raylan burn a Flame Strike today in melee range. It's a lot of mana. We'll see what happens here. Kuzu hiding behind the tree. Those Vikings tactics from his Viking blood being employed here on the final day of the CDL group stage as Kuzu goes for the gouge onto Raylan. Euler Ribeiro with the $25 saying for the Horde. A big shout out to Euler, who is the man, the myth, the legend behind the CDL website. Can we get some poggers in the chat for Euler? And can we get some poggers in the chat for Kuzu, who uses the Ice Reflector trinket here? He's looking to finish off his day strong and qualify for the CDL championships. Guys, a win here would give Kuzu the auto qualification. A loss would force the tiebreaker between him and Vex. So this duel matters a lot to this young man from Denmark. Kuzu, the patient Kuzu, the bandager Kuzu, the dented as some may call him. Can he vanish the Scorch? He cannot. So with that loss, and with